So welcome students to our another class of English. Here what we will be discussing about some tricks for our English for our various competitive exams. So what I want you all to know that there are certain words like millions, hundred, thousands and dozens. So how to use those words in framing sentence. If we say about particular amount, suppose you see in the example, we are here saying that in the example I have written that he has 10,000 rupees. When we denote the particular amount, we will use thousand there. But see in the other example, if we not mention any particular amount, then he has thousands of rupees. Here we will not, here you will use thousands in place of thousand. So when you see both the example, it becomes clear for you that where to use these words. Thousand we will use if we have certain particular amount mentioned in the sentence. If in the sentence there is nothing mentioned about particular amount, then we will use thousands. So another thing, some nouns always remain in singular form. These are very small things, but we need to keep in mind. Such words such as information, furniture, music, advice, poetry, scenery, luggage, electricity, food, alphabet, work, paper. All these kind of words are always in singular form. Whether we write it as in plural also, the word will remain the same. We will not use here s for plural. So word like poetry. Poetry is a singular as well as plural. What we do, we never write poetries. We never write sceneries. We say scenery. The scenery, if you want to take some example, the scenery of Himachal Pradesh. So scenery of Himachal Pradesh will denote all the sceneries of Himachal Pradesh, but we will never use the word sceneries because scenery itself is a plural noun, and some nouns itself is a singular noun, but it will denote all the sceneries. And some nouns always remain in plural form: people, cattle, poultry, arms. So when we use the term cattle, we denote all the cows, all the cattle. Cattle, if we say about some men, we denote it as people. People, the word people is sounded singular, but it is a plural form. Some nouns are plural in form but singular in meaning. When we use the term mathematics, the word itself sounds as plural because here s is added. News, the word sounds plural, but where if in the word news s is cut, if the word then the word will become what? New. New means something new, but news means the news which we used to get in newspapers or our TV. So mathematics, news, physics, civics, politics, economics, statistics, these are sounds plural, but these are always singular in meaning. So now we will see about pronoun. So what is pronoun? Pronoun is something which is used in place of noun. So we have 11 types of pronoun. So we will be discussing in our classes how to use those words. You see, we have indefinite pronoun. When we are not sure about the number or the quantity of the subject to which we are referring, we use indefinite pronoun there. Suppose some. When we use the word some, we are not exactly known to us that how many people are there. We just say some of the people, not known to us. All. When we denote, suppose in a class there are 40 students. What we say them? All the students. But we may not know the exact number. Somebody, nobody. So in sentence like one must respect one's country, here the term is given one, but it is not pointing to only one person. It is for the general people. All students of this class are intelligent. Means we are not known how many students are there. Just we want to denote here that all the students of the class are intelligent. Now there are certain rules. They are demonstrative pronoun. Now what are demonstrative pronoun? The word that demonstrate a person, a thing. Suppose point out. So this is called demonstrative pronoun. These, that, those, these. These are demonstrative pronoun. So these, THIS, this is used for near and singular. When we want to denote something which is near to us, we use the term this. When we want to denote something which is near to us but it is a plural, that is there is more than one thing, we use these, THESE. When we want to denote a thing which is far from us but it is only one thing, then we will use that. When we want to denote something which is far from us but there is more than one thing, we use those. So just remember how to use this word in what kind of sentences. Now there is another thing called reciprocal pronoun. So what is reciprocal pronoun? Pronoun which shows that something is shared between two or more than two are known as reciprocal pronoun. Each other, one another. When we use the term each other, one another, we use reciprocal pronoun. Now let us see how to use this word. When we denote a relationship between two subjects, we use each other. And when we want to denote a relationship between more than two subjects, we use one another. Always remember, between two subjects we use each other, and more than two subjects we use one another. Now let's see the example. We love to study with each other. When there is only two students. But we love to study with one another means in case of a class. In a class, if we are denoting a class, then we will use one another, because here there are more than two students. But we love to study with each other means only with two students. So exclamatory pronoun. Exclamatory pronoun is something which we use when we show a sudden feeling. Suppose we see a beauty and we just say, wow, what a beauty. Suppose our sudden feeling is expressed. An exclamatory pronoun is always used with an exclamation mark. Always remember what we use, what a beauty, what a lovely. So now second thing comes compound personal pronoun. So what is personal pronoun? Personal pronouns is I, we, me, mine, ourself, yourself. All these are personal pronoun. When personal pronoun, with personal pronoun, if we use the word self, then it becomes compound personal pronoun. Example of compound personal pronoun is myself, themself, yourself, ourself, etc. So when we use interrogative pronoun for denoting human being, we use who, whom, whose. Suppose we need to know something about whose. Suppose a pen is there and we need to know whose pen is this. So what we ask? Whose. That is, if we want to denote something to human being, then we use who, whom and whose. But when we use interrogative pronoun for selection, if we want to select something from among many things, then we use which. You see the example, which is your favorite game? There are many games, but between all the games, you will have to choose your favorite game. So in case of selection, we will use which. Always remember. Again, if one has to select a person from a lot of people, we use which with it. Go to the example. Who is your brother in the crowd? It will be a wrong sentence. The correct sentence would be, which is your brother in the crowd? Means when we have to select only one person from many person, we use the term which. Questions may come in type like this: of Amit and Anup, dash is more strong. And you will be given three options: which, who, and whom. So here, as you will have to select one, so here the answer will be which. Of Amit and Anup, which is more strong? Because here you need to select only one among Amit and Anup. Again, when we want to know about occupation or profession of the subject, we use what. What we use in case of exclamation, when we want to express a feeling, sudden feeling, what a lovely, what a beauty. Again, we use what when we want to know about profession or occupation of a person. In the example I have given, what is your father? So what it is asking about the profession of your father. What is your father means what is the profession of your father. So when we want to know about the occupation or the profession of any person, we use the term what there. So these are some tricks discussed. Again, I will come up with my new video on another tricks and some rules for English grammar. So thank you everyone. Meet you next.